The World War I Memorial Foundation, Congressman Poe, and Frank Buckles met again in September of 2008 at the D.C. War Memorial. They announced their new bill, H.R. 482, to restore and expand the District of Columbia's War Memorial as a local and national World War I memorial site. Frank, being a lifelong member of the VFW and an 80-year member of the American Legion, was looking forward to these veterans organizations standing by his side during the event.
And nobody came, and they all knew about it, and they even told us they were coming. The Veterans of Foreign Wars said, we will be there. Of course, neither group showed up. So.
Over the next year, the foundation continued its fight to establish a World War I memorial on the National Mall. But at the same time, 1,000 miles away, Missouri politicians were writing up their own bill for a memorial in Kansas City. Back in 2006, Kansas City approached the federal government requesting that their own Liberty Memorial become the national memorial to World War I. The government rejected their request and instead declared the Liberty Memorial as a national symbol. It joined Mount Rushmore, the Statue of Liberty, the Alamo, and the Liberty Bell as official symbols to our nation. But Kansas City had their sights set on the Liberty Memorial becoming the national memorial, not the national symbol. And because of this, both sides were asked to plead their case and testify in front of Senate in December of 2009. Frank was approaching his 109th birthday, but still was able to make the trip to Washington and testify.
Can you see the Washington Monument? Did you see the Washington Monument?
Yes.
What do you think if we take that over for the World War I Memorial?
It was here first.
He was here first.
Both sides battled back and forth for over an hour. Kansas City argued that their site had been the de facto national memorial for decades.
Mr. Alexander, in your opinion, is it important that there be one recognized National World War I memorial, or are multiple memorials in different parts of the country appropriate?
We have been, in essence, we've been acting as a de facto national memorial for 80-some years, and we hope that we can continue doing that in Kansas City.
The foundation argued that the National Mall is the center point for honor, attracting over 2 million visitors every month.
Washington is the capital of the nation. It's the center point of the spiritual value. Some could say that Congress doesn't always present all of those spiritual values in the most admirable way, but in terms of our fighting soldiers and our great moments in history and our great patriots, this is the center, and this is where they deserve to be honored.
Frank listened closely as both sides argued their case until he was called upon to speak. Keeping it short and to the point, Frank shared his desire to see a memorial on the mall that represented every man and woman who fought in World War I.
Mr. Buckles, the floor is yours.
I think it's an excellent idea, and I think it was a nice idea to call it a national and not just D.C.
Thank you, Mr. Buckles, and I'm tempted to adjourn the hearing because the case has been made, but I know Senator Bond and Senator McCaskill.
After his short speech, he became the oldest man in history to testify in front of Senate. In the end, the two bills would be merged to create H.R. 6364, which would allow for two national memorials, one on the National Mall and one in Kansas City. Frank's testimony would end up being the last time that he ever spoke to the public, and the last trip that he would ever take.